9 News at 9 starts right now.
'Tis the season for holiday lights. Sky 9 caught this view of the Botanic Gardens decorations this year. We also got a little glimpse of the Denver City and County building and the light show display there. Thanks for joining us here at 9 o'clock on this Friday. I'm Alexandra Lewis.
And I'm Kyle Clark. Holiday lights really were the bright spot on this gloomy day, but things should warm up as we head into the weekend. Let's bring in 9 News meteorologist Corey Reppenhagen for a look ahead.
Yeah, we're looking at a really nice day tomorrow as these snow showers up in the mountains start to wrap up. This is a live look up at Copper Mountain. Now at night, the low light really makes these flurries look pretty intense, but we could maybe get another ½ inch of snow up in some of the high country before this storm kind of exits the region, and that'll leave us with a couple of pretty nice days here in Denver. Here's the next storm system out here. That won't be here until Sunday, so looks like tomorrow is going to be in the clear, looking like a lot of sunshine, some warm temperatures. Here's the next 3 days here in Denver. Lots of sunshine, mild and sunny, 59 degrees, high temperature tomorrow. We could hit 60. Sunday doesn't look too bad. We could see a few isolated showers on Sunday night, and then on Monday we could have another warm, sunny day. Before our next cold front comes in here on Tuesdays, we look at our headlines. We'll get a chill before Thanksgiving, mostly dry and chilly on Tuesday and Wednesday, and that'll leave us with a pretty pleasant Thanksgiving. I'll talk a little bit about more detail about that coming up in the forecast.
Thanks, Corey. 2 record drug busts in Colorado, 1 week, both linked to cartels.
But experts say the timing isn't coincidence. It's a sign of what's moving through Colorado right now. 9 News reporter Ria Jaw found out what broader trends it's revealing.
Yeah, Colorado may not be on the border, but we're increasingly part of what moves beyond it. When 2 separate investigations uncover a volume of fentanyl and meth, it's not just an enforcement win. It becomes a bigger question about what trends investigators are seeing. So that's what we asked. When you show up twice in 1 week to stand next to a table full of drugs, you're bound to raise some questions.
Good morning, everyone. My name is David Oleski. I'm the special agent in charge.
But this DEA official had some big news.
Here laid out before you is the Colorado state record for a single seizure of fentanyl.
Investigators seized a Colorado state record of 733 pounds of methamphetamine during an enforcement operation.
2 drug bust state records in 1 week. The question is, why are there so many drugs in Colorado?
We're vulnerable because of geography.
Keith Weiss is the director of an agency conducting drug investigations across the region called Rocky Mountain HIDTA. So he has an idea of why traffickers like to come through Colorado.
These are freeways that can be accessed all the way down. A portion of these drugs were going to be used here in our region or distributed, but there's a good chance that they were going to move onward to other markets across the country.
He says the quantities his agency is seeing landing here now aren't typical for the area.
Yeah, these traffickers generally don't like to move this kind of volume at one time or keep this much in one space.
Last year, more than 30% of HIDTA investigations involved cartel-linked groups. And this year?
The activity that we've seen in the investigations that we're looking at are definitely increasing this year and will exceed last year.
But Keith says that doesn't mean there are more cartels in Colorado.
All of our task forces are hyper-focused on these types of investigations like never before.
With an extra focus on cartel investigations this year, law enforcement is hoping to create momentum.
I think the will is there by public safety and law enforcement to help slow down this freight train. It's wrecking our communities.
Task forces expect more seizures throughout the rest of the year. They continue targeting cartel networks moving through Colorado. Ria Jaw, 9 News.
New tonight, a wanted man who stole a shuttle bus in Georgetown back in October before leading police on a chase along I-70 is in custody tonight. U.S. Marshals arrested Jared Brooks today on a number of charges, including attempted murder. That's because after stealing the bus, the 30-year-old nearly ran over officers trying to stop him. Dashcam video from the shuttle caught all of that on camera. Detectives with the Clear Creek County Sheriff's Office say they received information from the public that identified Brooks as the suspect after releasing that video footage from inside the stolen bus to local media. A warrant for his arrest was issued yesterday, and he was taken into custody in Denver earlier today. State troopers are warning drivers in Colorado to remain vigilant after responding to a significant number of wildlife crashes last weekend. CSP says from November 14th through the 16th, troopers received 17 wildlife-related calls for service in Clear Creek County and Jefferson County. A breakdown of the crashes is listed there for you on your screen. Last Saturday was the busiest. There were 6 separate cars that hit deer and 1 car that hit an elk. CSP says November is the peak rutting season for many wildlife species, as well as the peak month for wildlife-related crashes in Colorado. 2024, CSP responded to 3,777 vehicle versus wildlife crashes, with November the top month at 530.
Denver's going to have a weird trash situation next week due to the Thanksgiving holiday and a furlough day for city workers. And folks who don't know are going to have their trash set out for a full week, so be warned. This, again, is Denver only. Usually holidays push Denver's trash pickup back a day, but next week what they're going to do is they're going to move it up a day. If your trash collection happens Monday or Tuesday, got to have your trash out early Monday morning. If your trash day is Wednesday, have it out Tuesday. Thursday, trash needs to be out on Wednesday. They won't be picking up Thursday and Friday.
I had no idea. I mean, like I said, I have a 4- and a 6-year-old, so staying current on trash schedules isn't in my forte. We would have absolutely put the trash out on Friday and then wondered, and I guarantee you our whole block would have too.
Happy to help. Local news for the win. City of Denver also plans to skip recycling and compost pickup entirely next week, so just hold on to your cans. Women who run at Wash Park early in the morning say there is a scary creep out there who's been exposing himself to runners.
It doesn't help that broken lights let him operate under the cover of darkness. 9 News reporter Colton Chavez joins us from Wash Park with that.
Alex, Kyle, I got to tell you, it comforts me right now to be under these lights because these women tell us that the only time that this creep is doing this is in these dark sections of Wash Park. Now, after we talked to those women, we started reaching out to Excel. That's the company that runs and operates these lights. And after that, they told us that they started sending crews out here. They fixed over 8 lights, and they sent people last night to make sure that they're operating correctly. Now that these lights are moving and there's a well-lit pathway, it's giving these women what they've wanted for several months, and that's protection.
Wash Park is one of the largest and best utilized parks in Denver.
Sarah Anderson's life moves through running.
Running. Lots of running, marathon running, shorter distances, all of it.
Lately, Sarah's early morning runs at Wash Park have gone downhill.
There's been a lot of lights out in Wash Park for 2 winters now.
And I think it's creating an opportunity for someone to prey on vulnerable people running solo.
Callie KV and Sarah belong to the same running club. Callie says around 5 in the morning, a man has been hiding in the dark and has exposed himself to 6 female members.
A man walked towards me across the road and was exposed himself to me. It was pretty scary. He came pretty close to me. And I took off running.
Sarah eventually found a phone and called 911. Denver police say they've received several reports on this man stemming back to late September and are conducting additional patrols. Sarah and Callie believe the non-working lights are part of the problem.
He's in the dark. He's taking advantage of it being dark here. I have reached out to Denver Parks and Rec. I've reached out to Xcel Energy.
When we reached out to Xcel Energy, the company emailed us a statement saying, in part, our crews repaired 8 lights and also repaired underground faults that caused several other lights to not function. If any lights are out, Xcel says runners should report it to their outage or repair section on their website.
On days where I can't run, it would have to be on a treadmill. I wouldn't run here solo.
You go on a run here at night and you're thinking, okay, well, I hope I'm not the 7th.
For Callie and Sarah, the hope is to get back on track with Wash Park.
And a lot of the women that I run with, like myself, are working moms. Early in the morning is really the only chance that we have.
And I want to provide everybody with a little extra context here. I'm standing underneath one of these lights and you can see just how much light this illuminates this entire area. Now imagine it being out and being encloaked in darkness. Denver police say if anybody comes into contact with this person, call them immediately and give as best of a description as you can. Now, if you're out here and one of the lights are out, there's a few things that you have to do to kind of help Xcel figure it out. It's called a pole number. We learned this actually yesterday. So this number right here, 7365, that's what you're going to want to send to Xcel. There's a link on our website in this story that will take you through this entire process. Live from Wash Park tonight, Colton Chavez, 9 News.